Kyogre there, also dealing with Groudon. Even in Sun, if you can switch in Rayquaza and then go for a Water Spout, Origin Pulse, Scald, something like that.
So a very powerful combination indeed. Looking at the two team matchups here, what do you think Evan can bring to like counteract the Ray-Ogre lead?
I'm pretty sure Palkia does very well against both Ray and Kyogre. Palkia does well against a large portion of Calvin's team. Being timid is going to outspeed Calvin's Landorus. Can just Hydro Pump it and totally remove it from play.
Right.
The only thing that Palkia really has to worry about is being paralyzed by the Thundurus or maybe a rogue Draco Meteor on the Rayquaza.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that definitely would put a lot of damage into that Palkia. So, looks like they've locked in their selections, and we're going to be moving into Game 1 of this best of 3 top 8 set here. Once again, Evan Deligiannis on the bottom of your screen, and Calvin on the top of your screen here. Waiting for them to issue the challenge here to see what they lead with. It looks like Calvin leading with the Landorus Rayquaza, as Evan leads with his Talonflame and Kangaskhan here. Landorus definitely going to be firing off that Intimidate into both of these physical attackers. What kind of play should Evan make here?
Evans definitely did not make the optimal lead here, leading right into the Landorus. Intimidate definitely gonna hurt Kangaskhan's damage output. Threatens a one-hit KO with the Rock Slide onto Talonflame. It's likely a free fake out onto the Landorus from the Kangaskhan. Most Landorus do not carry Protect.
Yeah.
Rayquaza here in a pretty good position though. Can just Mega Evolve. He can expect the fake out onto the Landorus spot.
As we do see the Landorus switching back, just leading to fire off that Intimidate there. Ferrothorn coming in its place as we see Rayquaza Mega Evolving here. Gonna pick up a lot of extra speed and attack power here. As we do see the Delta Stream going up, weakening those super effective, those attacks that are super effective against flying types here. Kangaskhan also Mega Evolving here. Gonna see if it decides to fake out any Pokemon here. It does. As we see, it goes into the Ferrothorn slot, which is going to take some hefty damage from that Iron Barb's ability. Not going to really do much this turn, as we do see the Talonflame deciding to Swords Dance here. Going to boost its attack by +2 here, bringing it up to +1. Dragon Ascent going into the Kangaskhan slot here. Gonna be able to pick up a knockout there as it lowers its defenses, but quite the turn for Calvin here, able to take out Evan's Mega on turn 1.
Yeah, definitely. Very impressive turn there from Calvin. Gets the call on the fake out on the Landorus, switches in Ferrothorn, and that puts Kangaskhan in range to be taken out by the Dragon Ascent. The Swords Dance was also good from Evan there, as the Palkia coming in here for Evan. The Swords Dance was good. Now with Rayquaza at -1 defense, Rayquaza is very threatened by a priority Brave Bird here.
Right.
And as we saw on stream yesterday, Evan's Palkia actually creates Flamethrower, so Ferrothorn definitely not very safe here whatsoever.
Yeah, especially without the help of Kyogre to kind of prevent that Flamethrower from coming out.
Yeah, definitely. Kyogre here could switch in to absorb water type attacks over the Rayquaza slot.
Right.
But it's probably going to have to eat a +1 Brave Bird at that point, which is not something it wants to be doing very much. That's going to be doing a very hefty chunk. We've seen Life Orb on Evan's Palkia, so Talonflame likely carrying something like a Sharp Beak or Sky Plate.
Right.
So likely wouldn't KO the Kyogre on the switch in, but would do roughly 90%.
As we do see the Landorus switching out for the Ferrothorn and bringing that Intimidate once again, bringing Talonflame back to its base attack stat here. Protect coming out from the Palkia slot, going to protect itself from a potential Rayquaza attack. Brave Bird going into the Rayquaza slot here, not enough to pick up the knockout. That Intimidate definitely helping out. But as we see, the Dragon Ascent going into that Protect, so not able to do much there.
Very good turn there from Evan. Recognized the lander switching coming in. Would put his Talonflame at neutral attack, allowing Rayquaza to take the Brave Bird and fire back a Dragon Ascent. So opts to protect Palkia instead, put himself in a very good position for this turn.
Right.
He can Brave Bird Rayquaza again to fire off a Life Orb boost Hydro Pump into the lander spot this turn.
Right. That will be like very powerful indeed too.
Yeah, should take the landers right out, I'd imagine. Evan has positioned Talonflame very, very well in this match. It's out there early. Got the boost, which was very important. Swordsman's definitely coming through for Evan here.
As we do see Protect coming out from Rayquaza, possibly predicting that Brave Bird into the slot. We do see that happening there. Hydro Pump going into that Landorus. Going to be doing a huge amount of damage, taking it out in one hit there. Landorus not able to do anything else for this match.
Yeah, as I say in Pokemon Stadium, that is a one-hit wonder right there.
Yeah. Quite the play.
Yeah, quite the play. Evan played that pretty perfectly. Had to risk Hydro Pump hitting there, which is not the most reliable thing in the world, but puts himself in a good position to win this game. We see Thundurus in the back, which is very, very good for Evan. Kyogre is not there, so as long as he preserves Palkia and/or Talonflame, he will have an answer for the Ferrothorn in the back. Right.
So does Thundurus go for a Thunder Wave, possibly onto the Palkia, or does he just go for damage onto the Talonflame?
I would imagine Calvin here wants to take out the Talonflame as soon as possible. Probably switch out Rayquaza for the Ferrothorn. Try and keep Rayquaza around to go for Dragon Ascents, extreme speeds, things like that. I wouldn't be surprised to see Evan try to read into that and Flare Blitz the Thundurus this turn.
Yeah, that would be most predictable play, I guess.
Predictable.
Predictable. So we do see Evan taking a bunch of time to lock in his move here. Rayquaza switching back into the Ferrothorn here. Gonna be able to take some physical attacks here. As we do see the Flare Blitz coming out from Talonflame into that Thundurus slot. We're going to see if it's enough to pick up a knockout. Definitely not here. Going to do only about 50%. Proccing that Citrus Berry here. Going to bring Thundurus back up to about 75%. Hydro Pump going into that Thundurus slot. Going to be enough to pick up a knockout right there. Doubling into that Thundurus.
Yeah, incredible turn there from Evans, and gonna definitely seal up the game here with a Brave Bird plus Flamethrower.
Right.
Very good turn there from Evan. He went pretty hard into that read that Rayquaza was gonna switch out, but it definitely paid off for him.
Yeah, definitely not able to do much else with that Thundurus. Didn't even get to fire off a Thunderbolt at all.
Yeah. Didn't get to fire off a Thunderbolt, Thunder Wave, nothing. Thundurus just sat there, ate 2 attacks, and just went right back down.
Yeah. If you're Calvin in this position, like, what can you really do?
Calvin in this position can hope Extreme Speed KOs the Talonflame, perhaps, but I believe we've seen the Life Orb on Rayquaza, so the unfortunate thing is that Rayquaza, by attacking, is going to take itself out, which just leaves Ferrothorn open to taking a Flamethrower from the Palkia. So I don't think that there's realistically anything Calvin can do to win besides Evan misclicking and Brave Birding his own Palkia, perhaps.
Yeah, sometimes the best plays are having your opponent misplay, I guess.
Yeah.
So
yeah, attacking your own Pokemon is generally a good way to lose. I don't see Evan doing that likely.
Yeah. We do see Calvin taking some extra time here. He's going to lock in Extreme Speed, going into the Palkia slot, actually. Going to be knocking itself out with that Life Orb recoil. And we're going to see Talonflame and Palkia 2v1 against this Ferrothorn here. Brave Bird going into that Ferrothorn slot. Going to be dealing a decent amount of damage there, about 40% or so. Going to take some Iron Barb's recoil. Is it enough to actually knock itself out? Oh, it doesn't have Life Orb there. As we do see Flamethrower able to pick up the knockout there on to the Ferrothorn.
Very clean game 2 from Evan.
Yeah, it was a 3-0, I believe.
Yeah, 3-0 win, and also did not show what he brought in his last spot, which is very good for Evan.
Yeah.
Evan not revealing that info is very key. Calvin doesn't know how to fully adapt to that strategy. He definitely wants to get Thunderous in there sooner and stop Palkia from just taking everything out.
Right.
Palkia, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, picked up 3 knockouts in that game.
Yeah, with Hydro Pumps?
Yeah. Ferrothorn, Thunderous, and Landorus.
Yeah.
He took them all out. Very, very, very impressive showing there from Life Orb Palkia, and from Evan, certainly.
So do you think from Calvin the play would be to like get Thunderous in early and go for paralysis onto the Palkia?
I think that's definitely his play. If you can slow Palkia down, you can actually attack it with the Landorus. You can actually attack it with, say, Kyogre. It's not going to be as and Thunderous can also fire off neutral Thunderbolts into it,
right?
Which are going to be doing pretty good damage. And also obviously by paralyzing it, you can go for those 25% full para chances as well.
Yeah. That's definitely really powerful in this particular metagame where like every turn seems to like matter a lot.
Yeah.
If you get one RNG roll like one way or the other, it could like change the flow of the game.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how Calvin adapts here. He might want to bring Gengar out in this match. Likely carrying Focus Sash. Going to be something that can take a Brave Bird, fire off maybe a Icy Wind into Palkia, slow it down a little bit. He'll have to do something different in this game. Evan seemed to have Game 1 nailed down pretty effectively. So we'll have to see how Calvin decides to adapt to this game.
Yeah, it did seem to me that early on Calvin had the offensive presence. Like his leads were really good because he had that Landorus Rayquaza lead, and it seemed to be really solid for him. So maybe we'll see something similar in this matchup. As we do see them accepting the challenge here, we're going to have to see what leads they decide to go with here. Maybe the Rayquaza Landorus lead from Calvin here. As we do actually see the Thunderous come in turn 1 here, along with the Rayquaza, as we do see Evan leading his own Talonflame and Thunderous.
You see Evan here through the window shaking his head very violently. This is not what he wanted. He looks like he's going to forfeit the game turn 1 because he brought 3 Pokemon.
Oh, what? Oh, no.
Oh, unfortunate for that's probably one of the most Evan things I've probably ever seen.
Oh.
The match is forfeited. We'll get a judge ruling.
I believe, okay, I believe how this is supposed to work in terms of like a Premier Challenge is that you either play it, if you have 3 Pokemon, you can opt to play it out, or you can forfeit. If you have 5 Pokemon, then it's a game loss. That's what I've heard in general. There's no particular ruling on it right now.
Okay.
In the manual, I know Chris Brown has talked about it unofficially on the forums, on the Nugget Bridge forums, but like there's actually no ruling on this, like in the books.
Okay.
So
maybe we go with a gentleman's clause, lead the same things, but make sure Evan can actually bring 4 Pokemon.
Yeah, I'm actually interested to see how they handled this. I'm not sure if this is going to game 2.
I'm not sure if this is game 2 or game 3. Might be worth it to go ask the players.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
I'm gonna do it. I'll be back.
All right, I'll sit here and go talk about that the lead matchup in the event that they do just lead the same thing. So we are going with a game loss there for game 2. So we're going right into game 3. That's certainly a way to toss out game 2.
Evan, what are you doing, fam? Oh my gosh, this is not something you want to see in Top Cut, dude.
Yeah, this is not quite the mistake that you want to be making in Top Cut.
Yeah.
Bringing 3 Pokemon and then immediately forfeiting. I don't think that the immediate forfeit was the play either. If you brought 3 Pokemon, you only needed 3 Pokemon to win the last game.
That is fair.
So I don't know. I agree with the forfeit. At least try to play it out.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe he just didn't want to reveal any information. He wanted to make sure he had a full squad.
Yeah,
going into his next match.
Might not want to reveal the Thunderous set, perhaps something along those lines.
Yeah.
I don't know. Definitely not what you want to see from Evan's end. There's probably not looking in Evan's favor now. Evan's going to be very, very upset about that, certainly. Maybe see him go on tilt a little bit here.
Now we'll see. We'll definitely see how he reacts to turn 1 here. I think that's very important in this particular matchup. So we do see the Thunderous and Rayquaza coming out for Calvin once again, and we see Evan adjusting his lead to Palkia and Kangaskhan here, maybe trying to counter lead the Thunderous Rayquaza.
Yeah, looks to be that. Not the best counter lead, if I do have to say so. Pretty sure Evan here wants to put out damage on the Thunders immediately. Probably trying to double up on it turn 1.
Right.
But that's not going to work out well for him if the Thunders carries Protect and opts to go for it. Palkia being paralyzed is also going to be very, very, very negative for Evan this match. If they can't outspeed the landers, and if it's just going to take hit after hit, it's a very fast attacking Palkia, not a very bulky one. So it's not going to be taking many hits. So it wants to be going first, getting off powerful Hydro Pumps, Spatial Runs, Flamethrowers. It being paralyzed is not going to play out well for Evan.
As we do see the Rayquaza Mega Evolving here, gonna see what kind of damage output it can do on this turn. As we do see Delta Streak coming up, gonna prevent it from getting hit by any Ice Beams that Evan might be carrying there. You do see Kangaskhan Mega Evolving here, possibly opting to fake out that Thundurus, maybe scared of that Thunder Wave coming on to any one of his Pokemon. Protect coming out from Thundurus, revealing that it does carry it, in fact. Rayquaza also protecting Calvin, trying to stall out that fake out turn that Evan has. As we do see a Hydro Pump going into that Thundurus, so definitely seems like Evan's prioritizing that slot there.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw the fake out go into the Rayquaza, probably thinking that Calvin was going to protect Thundurus, but still try to get some damage up on the Rayquaza and prevent damage from coming out. We'll probably want to see a switch here from Evan's end. Palkia being paralyzed could just be game at that point. Definitely not the best position for Evan here. Rayquaza being Mega Evolved is now faster than Kangaskhan. Kangaskhan now faster than Rayquaza, or Rayquaza faster than Kangaskhan rather, faster than the Palkia. The Thunder's here in a good position to just start spreading Thunder Waves. We saw last game that it is in fact carrying Citrus Berry.
Yeah.
So one Kangaskhan attack will not take it out.
As we do see Extreme Speed coming out onto that Kangaskhan, going to do a little bit under half. Thunder Wave also going into that Kangaskhan slot, going to be slowing it down and potentially paralyzing it later. Spatial Rend going on to the Rayquaza slot there, might be able to knock that out in one hit here, as we do see it does there. Rayquaza going down turn 2. Kangaskhan's going to be able to fire off another attack here. We'll get to see that it goes for the double edge into that Thundurus slot there. Going to be doing a lot of damage, as we do see it eat its Citrus Berry, so it might be able to survive this second attack here. As we do see it go into the red bar though. Kangaskhan taking a lot of recoil as well.
Yeah, very good turn there from Evan. Calvin ran very hard into Palkia, going for either Protect or switching out that turn, opting instead to focus down the Kangaskhan. Not going for Dragon Ascent there was questionable. Maybe he didn't want to get Sucker Punched, perhaps, but going for the Dragon Ascent there would have likely ensured an awful lot of damage on the Kangaskhan. Probably could have taken it out. It's a roll most of the time on jolly, not super bulky Kangaskhan.
Yeah. We do see the Gengar come in for Calvin's side here. Anything that it could possibly do in this situation?
Gengar here is in a pretty good position. If Evan wants, he can try to Sucker Punch it, perhaps. It's trying to catch it going for a Sludge Bomb or Icy Wind. That would be absolutely devastating for Calvin. Going down 4-2 at that point. I wouldn't be surprised to see Palkia not care too much about being paralyzed here and try to attack the Thunders either.
But yeah, we do see Palkia protecting, trying to prevent the Thunder Wave, as we do see it working there. Sucker Punch actually going into that Gengar slot, going to be able to bring it down to its Focus Sash and then go for the second hit KO there. So yeah, as we do see Gengar go down there. Calvin down 4-2 right now.
Yeah, Calvin not in a good position at all here. Evan called that right out, going for the sucker punch there. The thing is that a Gengar in that slot, it didn't have much to do besides go for an attack. Typically on these sort of teams, it carries taunt and skill swap as non-attacking moves. Skill swap there wasn't going to accomplish much. I mean, you could skill swap Parental Bond away from Kangaskhan. I think that would have been a safer play there.
Right.
Going for Sludge Bomb, I'm assuming is what he was doing there.
Yeah.
Not going to work out too well for him.
We do see Thunder Wave finally connecting with that Palkia there. Sucker Punch going into the Landorus slot, trying to get some extra damage before a potential KO here. We do see Palkia going for Hydro Pump once again onto that Landorus slot. Gotta be enough to take it out in one hit once again. And Thunderous is just kind of left to face all of Evan's team.
Yeah, not another bad turn from Calvin there. I mean, he didn't have very much counterplay to that. He had to hope for a full paralysis on the Palkia.
Yeah.
Because Palkia was going to be outspeeding Landorus on that turn. Interesting play from Evan to go for the Hydro Pump but not the Spatial Rend there. Assuming that you get off the Sucker Punch, I would assume that would be in Life Orb Spatial Rend range. So you risked more of a miss there.
Yeah. So we do see Kangaskhan connecting with that Double Edge and closing out the set for Evan. Able to take it 2-1 without needing game 2.
Yeah, 2-1, 2-0, yeah, whatever you want to call it there. It turns out that game loss for bringing 3 Pokemon didn't end up mattering too much. Very, very impressive set there from Evan. 4-0 victory. Surprising that Calvin didn't have to go for the Thunderbolt on the Kangaskhan to at least just, not get 4-0'd on stream. Unfortunate there from Calvin. Not a good set, but Evan there looked very impressive.
Yeah, in the games that he actually played, he was very impressive, I think.
Yeah. He did not look very impressive game 2, unfortunately. Managed to bring 3 Pokemon. It just forfeits immediately, but worked out for him pretty well.
Yeah. Do you think Calvin just didn't have the momentum right away? You saw him lead the Thunderous. We thought that was going to be the counterplay. What happened there? You think
he read way too hard into turn 2, doubling down the Kangaskhan instead of firing off a Thunder Wave immediately onto the Palkia?
Yeah.
I think that game would have turned out much differently in that case if he would have gotten the paralysis there on the Palkia, Dragon Ascended the Kangaskhan instead of going for extreme speed as well. I think Calvin just outplayed himself pretty much.
Yeah.
Read way too hard into Evan making a big play, and Evan just played straight up,
conservatively.
Yeah, just play conservative, just straight up. I'm going to take out your fur Pokemon, and there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. So, sometimes that's how VGC works. Sometimes you got to play it safe. And conservative plays can get you the victory. So,
absolutely.
Congrats to Evan. He will be moving on to top 4 at the Illinois Midseason here at Gamers HQ. Up next, we will be streaming another top 8 match. We have Steven Morioka going up against Mario Serrano. So definitely stay tuned for that. We'll be back in a few minutes.
Yep.